Take two. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Coffee Run Live, episode 444. For those of you playing along at home, I thought that I would just let you know, did you know that the angel number 444 means that you have nothing to fear in regards to your life, your work, and your divine life purpose? When you take positive action towards your highest intentions, aspirations, and goals, the universe works in your favor and helps you to establish solid foundations and advance you along your path. I think that is a pretty freaking good thing to live by today on the 444 episode. So you can go and find angel numbers on the internet and find out all of those things that they mean. What I thought I would talk with you about today is the way that a lot of the conversations that I've been having, hey Catherine, conversations I've been having with various different clients of mine and new people coming through around how to, I guess, like kind of stay on the ball, stay out of fear, right? We know that there is a lot of stuff going on in the world at the moment, and it is completely nuts. It's completely crazy. And you know, a lot of people feel like everything is very, very much out of control. So the thing that I wanted to, number one, remind you of today is that the first thing is that you're not going to be able to control everything, right? You can't control anybody else. All you can do is just focus on you, control what you're doing, control how you show up, and really focus on the things that you can actually take action on. Because here's the thing, you know, when you're kind of in fear, what happens is that there's many things that kind of come in and can then create this vortex of more of that. So when you're focusing on all of the drama, when you're focusing on shit you can't control, when you're focusing on the news, when you're focusing on, I'm not taking away from perhaps the potential reality of things that are going on. The thing is you can't control all of that stuff, right? And when you're watching for it, when you're looking for it, it starts to feed this kind of like anxiety bubble, vortex and tornado that just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And the more you feed it, the bigger it becomes. And that's usually when anxiety starts to build. It's usually when people go, like, oh, fuck this, you know, I can't cope. And, you know, it can lead to panic attacks, it can lead to overwhelm, it can lead to everything just turning to shit. Hey, Amanda. So the thing that I really want you to have a think about is, are you allowing yourself to get caught up in this drama cycle, right? And in any like there's a drama triangle. So the drama triangle has got a victim, a persecutor, and a rescuer, right? So you guys will see this in in relationships sometimes. So if there's a whole lot of drama in a relationship, you'll have one person who feels like the victim. You've got one person, and then the other person can be the persecutor, right? So the persecutor is kind of like the bully, right? So it's like you didn't do this, you didn't do that, you shouldn't be sharing that on social media, you shouldn't be doing this, you should be doing this, you know, rah, rah, rah. They might be attacking you, they might be doing it passive aggressively. But if you're feeling victimized, chances are that you're in a drama triangle. So in this drama triangle, then there's the third piece of the triangle is the rescuer. And what people tend to do is, unless you're aware of it, you kind of tend to shift positions within this drama triangle, right? So if you're feeling like the victim, when you get defensive, you actually step into that persecutor mode oftentimes. So when the victim becomes the persecutor, it can be like when you know, you'll lash out and you're like, this is not okay, and rah, 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 which leads the other person to feeling victimized, right? And a lot of this stuff happens unconsciously. It's not usually something that's front of mind. Then what inadvertently happens is that someone, and this is even in a two-person thing, it doesn't have to be three people, one of the people will usually go, oh gosh, you know, I'm really sorry, I didn't mean that, I didn't mean to make you feel this way. And, you know, then they apologize, they become the rescuer, they try to make it better. And then, you know, you end up just kind of like repeating through the cycle, because then that other person's like, yeah, well, you know what, fuck you. And then they become the persecutor again, and so on and so forth. So the drama triangle can be with another person, but it can also be, you can find yourself in this triangle even with things that are going on in the world, like world events. So we'll use Corona as the example for the moment, or our state premier. I live in Victoria, so you could look at our state premier. So if you're feeling victimized, he's kind kind of the persecutor, right? And so until you realize, oh wow, you know, I'm in this triangle, I'm perpetuating the drama. If you're feeling activated by something, it's your chances are you found yourself in the drama triangle. So what you want to do is go, okay, I get that. Take a step back and come back to thinking, okay, so what can I control? Now, in these times, you're an entrepreneur, right? You are smart, you are sassy, you're a badass, you're funny, you're resourceful, you are like, you're wicked smart, you can do what you do, you are amazing. I know that if you were to think about, all right, well, you know, I can't do all of this stuff, and yada, 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 you can go, all right, well, this is actually what I can do. I can do this. And it might be, hey, Maxine, it might be that you're going, all right, you know what, I can't control all the other shit that's going on outside of my house, but what I can do is I can still show up every day. I can still show up and be encouraging and be supportive and say, hey, you know what, like I know that the whole world can feel like it's crumbling around you at various different points, but here's like the one thing that you can focus on. So if you think about it, you know, if you're in, the people that I work with are badasses, they're leaders, or they're growing into being a leader online or in their industry, being a rock stars of their industry. And I guess like this thing is like, if you are, if that's who you are, then you know that you're showing up and you know that you can have a really positive and profound impact on, even if it's one person today. So I remember, so Into the Spotlight is going to print, I believe, on the 20th of July, which is like, it's like 12 days away. I'm so excited. But one of the things that I've been doing as part of that, as part of writing the book and as part of like everything that we're doing, is I'm interviewing people about how they step into their spotlight and how they kind of get past some of these limitations or the negative self-talk or the, you know, feeling out of control and things like that. And without failure, actually without exception, every person that I've spoken to is that they don't only show up for them. All they think about is showing up and being and impacting one person, just one person in the audience positively. Right? So it could be that, you know, everything turns to shit and you're just going to think about that one thing that you can do. So I was watching, as an example, we're watching The Voice last night, the replay, because we've been away, and watching the recording of The Voice, and the Sunday night version, one of the girls, one of the people, I can't remember their name, was singing and completely forgot the words. And like, we're all just going like, my family and I were all watching it, we've just gone like, oh no, just, you know, keep going. And this is the thing that, you know, shit happens. If you're in the business of helping people, showing up, being in the spotlight, there are going to be times where you forget your words, you lose your train of thought, you go off of all these different tangents, and that's okay. And I guess the thing is, if you just come back and if you think about like in some of the musicians' examples that I've talked to, like a string can break on their guitar, and they're like, well, shit. So, but they just keep going, you know, they find a way, or they fill in the gap with something, and, you know, almost like pretend that it's all, that it was all planned. And what they tell me, what they've all told me, is that they just think about the one person in their audience that needs to hear this today, right? So if you can be caught up in a drama cycle, or you can be caught up in, I'm just going to help one person today, and using that as your guiding force, as your North Star, as that, you know, I'm just going to do this today. I'm just going to get out there and help just one person today. And then what happens is that action, if you're taking it away from yourself and going, all right, I'm just going to show up for this one person, even if it's only one person, that's one person that I've positively impacted today, that's one person I've motivated, that's one person I've inspired, then that fuels you. Right? I know that fuels you. Hey, Carol, because, you know, that's who you are. You're the kind of person that really thrives on helping other people in the way that you help them. So if you, instead of thinking, oh, you know, this is all happening and woe is me and why is this not fucking working and la, 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 bring it back, swing it back over to, all right, all I need to do today is just to show up and like, let's just focus on one person that I can inspire, help, motivate, teach, educate, train, whatever. And getting that takes that, when you do that, it's like taking like one step in front of the next to you being more visible. It gets you one more step forward into getting in front of the people that you really want to help. It gets you one more step in front of the people that that you're supposed to be connected to. So I was just having a chat to my mentor actually before I jumped on here, which is why I was late. And I actually said to her, she was asking me about my book because I haven't spoken to her for a little bit. And she said, how's the book going? I said, yeah, really good. And she said, did you approach them or did they approach you? And I said, well, it was actually an introduction. My PR guy, the fabulous Scott, actually said, hey, with this next book, are you looking for a publisher or what? And I said, well, what if something comes up, then I will. And he said, well, why don't I introduce you and you guys can have a conversation? So I had this conversation with Leslie and, there it all goes. And I think the thing with this is that, hey, Archimedes, I hope I pronounced your name correctly. I think the thing with this and what I was saying to her is like, I didn't seek it out, right? I was always going to write another book. It was a foregone, it was like a late misere. It was a foregone conclusion. I knew I was going to be doing that. And then I was chatting to my guy about the new book that I was writing. And he's like, maybe you should have a conversation with this person. And then, it all kind of panned out. And the reason I believe the reason that happened has been the commitment way back when, where it's like, all right, just focus on just writing one more thing, focus on helping just one more person, and then the world lights up. And it's that alignment thing, right? When it's supposed to be and when it is and when it's aligned, it's kind of like the universe will conspire to help you get what it is that you want and get to where it is that you really want to be. But that takes to do that and to really think about alignment versus drama is a really important thing to do. If you're feeling stressed, anxious, overwhelmed, then you are likely in a bit of a vortex of like, bleh. So we've got to find a way of you being able to go, all right, stop that. Let's come back and go, all right, if I'm going to help one person, if I was only to help one person today, how would I do that? What would I do? What would I be saying to them? And then going out there and doing it, you guys, like getting out there onto your Facebook pages and putting a post up, putting a photo up, putting something up that inspires, educates, motivates, entertains, does something. Hey, Jojo. And really doing that. And what that does is it shifts your energy from being in this kind of like overwhelm, holy shit, everything is spiraling out of my fucking control. Everyone's against me, the world's against me, the Victorian state's against me, all of that, and going, hang on a second. Like it's almost like I feel like doing it. It's not a complete 180, but it's almost like all right, what can I focus on? What can I do? And that is resourceful. That's resourceful behavior. And when I look at all of the successful people that I know, that I've interviewed, that I've worked with, that I've been, who have mentored me, the thing that they're all really quick to do is have that level of self-awareness to know when they're spiraling and have different strategies in place to kind of flick it on its head and shift the focus. Some other things that you can do if it's not like, if you're not quite ready to go, all right, I'm going to go and put this up on the internet now and I'm going to say this and I'm going to do that. Instead of going straight to that, you can go to, all right, what am I celebrating? What am I grateful for? What is working really well? Think about one person that you might talk to today and reach out to them. Like, it doesn't have to be on social media, you guys. You might reach out and say, hey to somebody, I was just thinking about you. I wonder how you're going. You can do that. And then that shifts your focus. And everything is all about focus. Some people hate the word manifest. Some people hate the word conjure. Some people hate the word create. But really, you have got, the only thing that you've got control over is how you show up, how you feel, and you can flick that switch at any time. So that was what I really wanted to talk to you about today. And if you're in fear, if you're worried that things aren't working out, or if you're worried that you're not where you want to be yet, or if you're thinking like, oh, it's never going to happen for me, that's a really good indicator that you're living in the land of scarcity, in the land of lack, in that perhaps that drama triangle, that victim triangle. And it's really, you've got to do everything that you can to kind of go, right, let's flick this out. Because I do believe that if you shift your focus and you just take one next step and then one more step, then you will see that flow of breadcrumbs behind you. It's like, wow, like that one choice, that one decision to do that has led to this, and that's more clients, more people watching your stuff, more people opening your emails, more people reading your books, having a conversation with a publisher, all of this kind of stuff. Like you can see in hindsight's 2020, right? So you can look back and go, yeah, wow, like that was the way that this all happened. You're so blessed, and everything is always working for you, not against you, in my opinion. So I trust that that's helpful. Don't live in the land of fear, because it's actually really unfreaking helpful. I have no idea. It's very weird. The Facebook algorithm must be doing really funky, weird, and wonderful things today, but you are very lucky to have me all to yourself at the moment. So I am going to love you and leave you. Have a really awesome, fabulous, and amazing day. And remember, it is time for you to get yourself out there, go help some people, have a whole ton of fun doing it. And please remember that the world is totally, ridiculously ready for your brand of awesomeness. I will see you tomorrow for episode 445. I wonder what those numbers mean. Take care. Have a good day, everyone. And I'll talk to you tomorrow.